Okay, so we are up and we are live. Aloha, everybody. I am Kumu Kawika Foster. I'm coming to you from Largs, um, New South Wales, Australia. I'm joined here with my Haumana, Manalani. And would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, mahalo kumu. Aloha mai kako. My name is Donna May Manalani Anderson, and I have been a student of Kumu Kawika since 2018, and I've been learning all things traditional Hawaiian culture and tradition. And traditional Ho'oponopono is one of those healing modalities um, within this lineage that has been passed down in its completeness. And I remember when I first did my first Ho'oponopono session, it was totally a life changer. And yeah, I've been wanting to basically engage and learn everything I can. And that is part of becoming and learning how to do Ho'oponopono. So that's a lunar Ho'oponopono. And I know it's a long intro, but that's what we're here to talk about today, like the qualities of what it takes to be a lunar Ho'oponopono and how to learn and what this process can bring to your family and to the community. So obviously I'm really inspired.
Great. Great. And look, here's the other thing is that I really just want to get the dates out for everyone, so that it's in our live stream for you folks. Uh, the Luna Ho'oponopono training that we're discussing and we're sharing and talking about right now is a combined teaching with that between Mano Kahiko and Mano Molokai. So I'm going to be coming together with my Kumu, our Kumu of our branch of our lineage, and that is Kumu Pa'a Nui Lawrence Kalainia Kamani Ki. And yeah, we have decided to collaborate together in this upcoming Luna Ho'oponopono training. It starts Monday, July 11th, and that's at 8 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Central European Time and 4 a.m. for all of us here in Australia. So um, it's not it's not the best start time for us here in Oz, but we're going to be there, and we'd love to have anybody that's inspired to join from Australia to participate in it. It'll just be an early start for all of us here in Oz. So, you know,
What
go
do
to
they
bed
share?
early, get your yeah, get your
They share at
coffee,
5 in the morning.
and yeah, and get up and be with us bright and early. Um, and for everyone that's participating and joining in from Europe and from Hawaii and North America, well, it's really structured for your time zones. So love to have you. So it begins July 11th at 8 a.m. All of the time and breakdown for the training can be found online on the website. Yeah, I'll just put it up here. It's in the comments section, but I'll just pop it up here for a second. You can find all the information you need and to register to participate there. Yeah, monookiko.com/special Luna Ho'oponopono. So that's where you'll find it. Um, and so just to give you all a little bit more of a breakdown of the actual training program. So it's split into two phases. And it's a total of 10-day training online experience. And in phase one, we really go through the full foundation of traditional Hawaiian healing and spirituality. This is where we really get to explore where you are in your foundation, where you are personally in your life, in your being, with the concepts such as aloha, pono, ohana, or i'o, which is the truth. And this is the first 5 days is really about you, where you are on your path in your life, and the foundation that's required for doing the practice of Ho'oponopono. And then phase two, which actually begins uh, on the 18th. Okay, so phase two begins on the 18th, and that's when we go into the fullness of the actual process and practice of Ho'oponopono, how to become a Luna Ho'oponopono practitioner, and all that's entailed. So if you are finding any of this interesting and you would like to participate and learn about traditional Ho'oponopono and be a part of the training that starts on Monday, then again, you're going to want to go to this web link, which you can find in the comment section. So check that out. I'm going to give my voice a bit of a rest, and back to you.
Well, one of the great resources, I love what Kumu Lawrence shares about everything is like Nana Ike Kumu, the teaching of who is your source, who is your teacher. And although, you don't find your spirituality from a book, there's this great book, Nana Ike Kumu, which is volume 3 of a series written by the kupuna and elders of Hawaii. And yeah, I woke up today and I just kind of did that flip through, and it stood out to me. Yes.
Yeah.
So I got onto Canva, I started dropping down some quotes, and I thought that could be a good point for us to talk from.
Right. Let's do it then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm going to add this to the stream. Okay. So this is the first. So here we go. The goal of making things right is not to make things perfect. Again, this is from Naneke Kumu, Volume 3. For those of you that have the book, you can find it on page 17. Okay, so what this inspires me to share and to move into is that in Ho'oponopono, we're not seeking to make things perfect, but we are looking to make things right. And what that really shares for us and shares with us is that in Ho'oponopono, we move in, we create a sacred container. It is a space that is created through prayer, what we call pule, and the prayer is what actually takes us into a session of Ho'oponopono. And in that container, we are sharing everybody and anyone and everyone that's involved in the session of Ho'oponopono shares whatever it is that they thought, that they said, or that they might have done that had contributed to this, to the reason for which Ho'oponopono was required. So again, it's just very simply stated right there. It's not about perfection. It's not about being perfect. It is simply about uh, 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 attaining a right sense of relating to one another, and also to ensure that our connection, our personal relationship to one another, to our family, to our ancestors, and to the higher beings or the higher powers is right and is free and clear. Anything you wanted to share about that?
It actually just continues on in the book. to acknowledge that we are imperfect as humans and as living spirits of our ancestors. Our ancestors were not perfect, and neither are we. And in the process of attempting to think right, act right, and be right, in spirit, we honor our ancestral lineage and strengthen the ohana. And when I read that, you know, what I see today and what I've noticed myself doing and the process I'm working through, just to get it really personal right now, is the expectations we can have to want something to be right in a certain way may just not be the way that life is presenting it to us at this time. And seeing how it is right already, just as it is, and letting go of all the ways that we've been taught of that relationship would be great if it looked like this, or this was said or done. Like, to have the intention deep within your na'au and your gut, and to move from that place, what has come to be is right. And that acceptance was just really powerful. I was like, it was a real weight off for me to read that.
Yeah.
That we can't go back and change it, but we can make it right through ho'oponopono by how we are today and what we can share. And it's just like a humility thing. I feel like that brought up for me. Like, we're only humans, and when things do go wrong, like, there's no right or wrong when we talk about this process. We want to jump to make it all so lovely and grand, but just to relax into ourselves and find peace and pray and understand we have support and we can come together as family. That stuff just like has calmed me so much, and that process gives that to us. So that's what I'm inspired to share.
Great. All right, let's move on.
Yes.
Okay, so here's another quote from Nanaike Kumu, Volume 3, and it's on page 55. We pule to hear the heartbeats and na'au of our ancestors who only want goodness, light, and forgiveness, and to ho'opono a difficult or sad situation. Again, this what it speaks of for me is the power of prayer, the way that our ancestors utilize pule, the way that our ancestors utilize prayer to communicate to one another, that they were in constant prayer. What this reminds me of is that we understand the significance of pule, of prayer, to be so deep and so intimately intertwined with us that our ancestors would be utilizing it in every opportunity that they could. And so it would be no different in ho'oponopono. What I'm also loving about this particular quote is that it speaks of our na'au. And the na'au is such an integral and important component of what it means to be a practitioner of ho'oponopono. Our na'au is deep, deep within. It is the home of our intuition. And our na'au will always tell us what is right, and will always lead us and guide us in the pursuit of right, what we call pono. And it's through our na'au that our ancestors actually communicate through us. We utilize prayer, we utilize pule to communicate to them. And they will respond to us in our prayers through our na'au. This is the place in which, in our physical being, in which our ancestors literally speak to us from.
Mm.
The other thing that I really enjoy about this
Oh,
particular, yeah, come on, that was awesome. That's great. The
I
other
forget that I'm
part
not
that I
muted
really
on
love,
these lives. Normally, I'm here
yeah,
having like
yeah.
fully sounded.
Look, the other part that's really awesome about this particular quote is that our is what it shares with us about our ancestors. Our ancestors only want light, forgiveness, and good. Yeah, that's what our ancestors uh, uh, hope for us, wish for us. That's what our ancestors guide us towards, and that's what they want for us. And it's a really great reminder to
Mm,
have that presented here in this quote in that way, um, and that the importance of being able to listen. So we pull it to hear, yeah, to hear the heartbeats and the na'au of our ancestors. So we pray, yeah, so that we can really listen to what our ancestors are sharing with us. Yeah. And again, when we listen, uh, when we're listening to our ancestors, we're listening to them through our na'au.
mm,
This is the way in which, again, our ancestors communicate to us. Um, and the other part of this quote that I really appreciate is that our ancestors really understood. They knew what we were likely to be faced with, what we were likely to experience in life. And for this reason, they created a process such as Ho'oponopono for us to find our way back to our alignment, to find our way back to the wholeness and to the fullness of our beings, even after going through those experiences or situations or circumstances or dynamics that they knew we were going to be faced with in life.
mm,
Um, and that in the creation of a process such as Ho'oponopono, it also demonstrates what they really wish for us, what they really um, uh, uh, are guiding us towards, which is the goodness and the connection. Anyway, that's my breakdown for that one. Anything you want to contribute?
mahalo. uh, actually, just what you were finishing with, which is that you can hold pono when there is a situation that is sad or difficult. Like, and again, I've looked into my past, and things come, things are presented in life, and you think there's nothing to be done about it, or you don't know what you can do, or like what a process is out there, like what to do. And that's where like Ho'oponopono comes in. Like, your ancestors want that for you now. Like, they want lightness and goodness and you to be happy, like right now. They don't need you to continue to go on confused or unsure or doubting or like carrying what we call these pahakus any longer in order to like process them enough, like that other side, to get to where they are. They're like, hey, we're right here now and it's okay. Like, what, here's the work. You're going to do the work. We're fully supporting you, and you can be moving in that direction of goodness, of light, of forgiveness if you're willing to take that step. And that's very powerful, because like there is no doubt that when we move with spirit and know where we're heading, that it starts to make a change, and we can change the what we need to. Like, we can change what we need to in order to be those things, to be good again, and to restore those relationships. So I appreciated that ho'opono. That is an action that we do with our ancestors who are right there when we're able to to
Yeah.
call from it. Yeah, like wow. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Let's move on. Hey, you know what? Actually, before we move on, we're gonna go back out there to the live community. We'd love to have your comments. So we encourage you. Yeah, I'm encouraging you. If you have a comment, if there's a question that you'd like to ask, if there's something that you heard that sparked a particular interest for you, don't be shy. Pop it into the comments, and we'll be happy to move it with it and to move in it. This is live and this is interactive, so your comments, your contributions are welcome. Um, and again, I also just want to say that this particular live is really about our Luna Ho'oponopono training that's coming up, that's starting on Monday, the 11th. And in this Luna Ho'oponopono training, we're actually teaching people how to do Ho'oponopono in its traditional manner. This is the manner in which we conduct and execute Ho'oponopono within our own families. It's the path. It is the way. It is the process of Ho'oponopono that has been handed down within our lineage for over 50 generations, and that's something that most definitely needs to be mentioned. And um, and yeah, it's Ho'oponopono in its traditional form. So actually, how to take somebody through this process, and also what's required of you as a practitioner of Ho'oponopono. So just putting that out there. And again, leave a comment if you're inspired to ask a question or you have a contribution. Love to have it. Um, let's go here. Let's go to the next one. Okay. A skilled Haku / Luna Ho'oponopono knows how to guide the telling of truth toward insight and introspective awareness. Okay, so this is massive. Okay, and we're gonna take it nice and slow. We're gonna take it nice and gentle with this one, because this is a deep quote. You can find it in Nanaike Kumu, Volume 3, on page 92. For those of you that are joining us that have the book. So let's start off with Haku. Okay, so Haku is something that adorns, um, like that lays upon, that adorns, that sets upon. It's a term in which we utilize in our language to signify the kind of person that is capable of doing the process of Ho'oponopono. Um, the same with this word Luna. Okay, so Luna is to understand the vastness, yeah, of the process, yeah, of Ho'oponopono. Luna also, outside of Ho'oponopono, is understanding the vastness from zenith to horizon in whatever it is that you're doing. And this person, again, this is the word, we're utilizing both of these words to signify the kind of individual that is capable of doing Ho'oponopono in its traditional way. Yeah. So, for example, everyone, in the old school days, when Ho'oponopono was required, there would be an elder. And the elder, your kupuna, would say, hey, something is out of alignment. Something's not working here in our ohana, in our family, or there is somebody that is ill. And for this reason, we need to call together the family to do ho'oponopono. Yeah. More often than not, that elder that would be calling for Ho'oponopono would become the Haku or would become the Luna Ho'oponopono for the Ohana, for the family. Sometimes, however, if the elder was calling for it, they would sometimes go outside of the family to seek an individual that could administer Ho'oponopono, could act as the Luna Ho'oponopono or the Haku Ho'oponopono for the family, for the Ohana. Okay, so that's just a little bit of breakdown for those two words. And while I'm on it, okay, while I'm on it, that's what you're learning to become in this Luna Ho'oponopono training. Okay, so I really need to make that super clear. Yeah, the training is entitled Luna Ho'oponopono, meaning you're learning how to become a Luna Ho'oponopono. You're learning how to become the person that conducts, that orchestrates, that does, yeah, that understands the fullness of Ho'oponopono as a process and is able to do that for individuals, for their family, for their communities. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. So again, a skilled Haku Luna Ho'oponopono knows how to guide the telling of truth toward insight and introspective awareness. Now, it was mentioned in a slide earlier, but the word that we utilize in our language for truth is o'ia'io. And o'ia'io is really the sharing of truth without any encumbrance. He's going full throttle, full tilt into the sharing of truth to get to the root of whatever a particular pilikia or problem is that the family is facing. We implore o'ia'io and truth telling in its spirit, in its essence, in order to get to what it is that's causing the rift or causing the disalignment within the family. And in this way, when it's revealed in truth, then through understanding and through awareness, we're able to come to a place where we forgive and let it go, so that we can come back to that alignment. We can come back to that wholeness of the Ohana. And so this Luna Ho'oponopono, this Haku Ho'oponopono guides this sharing of truth and maintains order and balance within the process and practice of Ho'oponopono. That's what I can contribute. Manalani?
It's like you said, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Look, like so much about being able to do Ho'oponopono is about where you are in your foundation and your connection to your ancestors. And I just look up to like those elders and those people that are able to do Ho'oponopono, because to what we call execute a session means that whatever is brought forth, whatever kind of baggage or drama or anything that's been presented in that person's life or between relationships, there is a way through and it can be made right. And from a knowing perspective, like from a knowing point of view, which is just like, you know, actually, Kumu, you once said to me, like you shared it in a teaching, like fear is weak in the face of aloha. Anger is weak in the face of aloha. Like sadness is weak in the face of aloha. Like the power that we're talking about, like the firmness that you're speaking about, it's like that foundation, as I've shared it, it's a force field of energy and it's able to be contained, and through pule and through the sanctity of the session, be held, to take all that and then to give it back where it needs to go, which is to the higher beings. You know, we see so much these days where people want to step in and share too much of the personal experience, too much of where our healing system today in the modern way has developed it and progressed to, like, and we've really forgotten our place. And that quote for me shares that we have someone to look up to, like, to guide us, to take us through the process, and we're not here alone to do it alone with ourselves. You know, certainly not ho'oponopono, like not when you need to go all the way into your na'au and get into like the nitty gritty of who you are and what could be in there that isn't the truth. You know, it's blinding. Can't blind ourselves. Need that hakala. Yeah.
And look, the whole point. I mean, come on, let's get back to it. Like, a skilled. Let's just let's just go ahead and drop fully into that one for a moment. Like, you have to be a skilled haku or luna ho'oponopono. Yeah. So what that means, is that it's not just about having an awareness of how things work. It's not just about having an awareness about how relationships and dynamics and family systems operate. It's you have to have a skilled understanding of your own capabilities as a practitioner. And what that really signifies for someone like myself as a culturalist and as a kumu, as a teacher, what it signals is that your connection has to be right. Your connection, your communication has to be free and clear. Yeah, we ourselves, in order to do ho'oponopono, or even to have the hope to do ho'oponopono for another person, or for another family, or for a couple, your personal connection has to be free and clear and right. Yeah. If it's not, then you shouldn't be doing ho'oponopono at all. And that's just the direct, blunt truth of that. You know, there are many things that come up within ho'oponopono that require that will require your full attention as a practitioner of ho'oponopono, that will require all of the skills of what it means to be a healer, really. So I just leave that one there, where it is, and let's move on. Okay. Oh, okay. So what are some of the characteristics required to be a Luna Ho'oponopono? Great slide, and really perfectly placed, because now this really leads us from the skills that are needed, and that share right into the qualities and characteristics that are required. So here are the qualities of characteristic that are required: patience, humbleness, humility. That's just to start. Yeah. And this takes those three qualities that I just mentioned really take time to develop and require experience to really know and understand. So what this suggests, what this sharing suggests for everyone, is that to do ho'oponopono for others, those qualities must be really in their rightful place in your own being. Patient, because Many a times, what needs to be shared within a session of Ho'oponopono takes time. And depending on how many people you have in Ho'oponopono with you will determine how much time that is. Humbleness and humility, because there is Ho'oponopono, the session of Ho'oponopono, when you do it with somebody else, or you do it for someone else's family, yeah, it's not your session. So you have to know that as a Luna Ho'oponopono. You have to know your place. And what that means is that when you're listening, when you're engaging in someone's Ho'oponopono, in their session of Ho'oponopono as a Luna, yeah, there is a sense of humbleness and humility that is squarely where it belongs. Yeah. Some of the other characteristics of quality is stern. Yeah, to be stern, to be strong, to be pa'a. Yeah, to be unshakable. Um, these qualities of character really is about being unwavering in your understanding of what your foundation is, being unwavering in the understanding of what the teachings of your ancestors are, being unwavering in your knowing of all of the possibilities that may present themselves within a session of Ho'oponopono to you. Um, And really, there's a lot more qualities and characteristics that are required of a practitioner of Ho'oponopono. And that's what the training is all about. Yeah. So again, for those of you that are joining us, um, yeah, this live session isn't about going through all of it. Yeah. This is an opportunity to get inspired, and we're hoping to inspire people to join us, yeah, in the Luna Ho'oponopono training, because that's where you learn where everything that's entailed and everything that's required of you, if you choose to do Ho'oponopono in the traditional way. How mana Lenny, sharings, contributions, thoughts?
Like what I'm inspired to share about, if you have interest in learning such a traditional process, is, and how to do it correctly, is so many people have within them like so many amazing skills and characteristics, but it's the honing of them that's just missing to really be able to like heal the family or like get it done. We come out with like such a big heart and such big compassion, or really, like, some people are just great listeners, or some people are great at putting things into action, but it's the fullness of knowing your skills and honing them and being firm about them. And that is like, that's how you really move things and really make it like pono, like very right. So there isn't left within anything within that family that's like that uneasiness, or did it really get all the way done? I think we're good. We've said we've loved each other, but I'm not too sure. Like, we got to be very sure. And those characteristics, like when you're guided, say from you, Kumu, and from Kumu Lawrence, in a cultural, and in a traditional way, is you guys are very firm in how you teach it too. Like, there's no, okay, you're going to get away with that. And it's just like, no, that's not how it is. And that's so loving. And I just wanted to share that, because yeah, that firmness. Yeah, some teachers just don't carry that. They want it to reach more people. They want it to be liked as a teacher, and it'll come across in a way. And that Luna is just way, way more vast than all that. It's where your ancestors are, and they just
Yeah.
love to deliver it in that way. So it's a special training to get
Yeah.
to that point. So
Yeah. So for those of you that are joining us in that training, that's something to be
strap in.
prepared. Yeah, prepared for. You know, this is a tradition. This is a practice. This is a process um, that requires a lot of an individual uh, that wishes to learn how to do it, and it doesn't. Um, that learning that's required doesn't get turned away or pushed aside. Yeah. It has to. You have to go through it. You have to go all the way through it. And that's part of the honing. I like that word that you just spoke. Yeah, the honing and the sharpening of these skills, the honing and the sharpening of the qualities of character that it takes for any individual to do Ho'oponopono. All right, let's keep going. Oh, again, if you are out there and you're joining us and you like what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up or heart it or give us a wow. I see a wow there. Um, that's great. But also, if you have any questions or any contributions that you're inspired to share, drop it into the comment section. Love to have your engagement. That's what this is about. That's what's so unique about these live experiences is that there is engagement in the moment. Okay, let's go on. Oh, Nanavari. Okay, so this okay, yeah. So this quote is coming from Nanavari in 1989. Um, and here it is. Only through lifelong reflection and mindful practice, locking into the spirit within and following every prompting of our intuitions, does our culture live and thrive through O'ia'io. Okie dokie. This is also a very big one to unpack. Again, um, here's where I'll start unpacking this one. We've spoken about the word oiaio. I've mentioned it. We've read it in a previous slide. Oiaio again is truth. Um, and really, to wrap this whole quote up really nicely and simply, is that Uh, this is something Ho'oponopono is not something you're gonna learn overnight. Yeah. Ho'oponopono really for everyone that's tuning in and paying really close attention to what's being shared here. Ho'oponopono is actually a way of life. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. Yeah. And so it's not just a practice that you get to learn overnight that you'll learn in one workshop, that you'll learn in one talk, that you'll learn in one training. This is really a lifelong learning, and it requires that kind of understanding and that kind of a commitment, really. Um, because what we're talking about and what Nanavari is so beautifully presented here in this quote is that we're talking about the preservation and the thriving and the perpetuation of an entire culture. And when we speak about it, yeah, in terms of of where we are now, right? We're not just talking about Hawaiian people. We're not just talking about um the Hawaiian Islands. We're talking about the culture of being a human, and when it reaches that kind of a level, when it reaches those kinds of understandings, then there's a lot more to take in here and to understand and to strive towards in learning how to be a Luna Ho'oponopono practitioner. Um, so that's really where she's taken me in that one. Um, and again, she also really speaks about the importance of the kinds of skills, the kinds of qualities, the kind of caliber of practitioner that we need to be in order to continue to thrive and fulfill the responsibilities that our ancestors have given us in our lives. So, Manalemi.
It's on page 21 if anyone's following along with the book at home. I just noticed I hadn't put it on there. Yeah, just as you shared, Kumu, that it's a way of life. You know, a question that comes a lot is like, oh, am I doing Ho'oponopono every day? Like, if you need to, okay. And as Auntie Edith Kanaka Ole shared it in a great video, is it's done before the setting of the sun. And so you're going to sleep with good dreams, your spirit's free and clear, and, you know, you wake up doing better, and hopefully you don't have to go on Ho'opono the same thing that you did yesterday. You know, you're moving along and it becomes a way of life where then you're seeing, oh, that haku up ahead, and you're moving in a way where it's not going to be a part of your being. It doesn't get to be a part of something that you need to work through anymore. And just on that page, I just wanted to go up a little bit when we're talking about that mindset. And I'll just read this because I know we're coming up to the hour mark. So, so Auntie Lynette Pagluan, it's like the Lomi Lomi practitioner who has a workshop and teaches a basic Lomi Lomi technique. Sometimes a haumana having the amount of knowledge can lead to more serious consequences because they do not know what to avoid or what to look for. You just got taught a technique, but that's it. I'm also talking about the importance of the mindset as you're doing these things, your whole mindset, what is right, the right way. And it goes back to your mana and what you're transferring to the person for the person's benefit. Yeah, so that essence of traditional Ho'oponopono is so much about what you guys teach, like what you carry through, that there's nothing missing. And that truth is like very much felt when it's shared. And yeah, that's where it took me, because it isn't just a form. It isn't just sit down and go through these motions. Like, unless that essence really is there and that value of wanting it to be really right and really having it in you, you can't really get there. And yeah, so that's why Ho'oponopono really is first between you and the higher being, you and your Na'al Makua, your guardians, like, who are looking out for you, and your ancestors, like taking it to the spirit first. And when we just want to work through mental discussion or work through physical illness, when that spirit isn't involved, like, the biggest part's missing. Like, I know we can't have one without the other, but that wholeness of healing must be at least in the essence of whatever form you're doing. Like, we're very direct about it. We're like, okay, we're going to pule, we're going to pray. We're in a language we're both understanding and know what we're sharing, because we've got a powerful spoken word here. But like that essence, even in the practices that happen today, it needs to be there. And I know that it's in this Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
these amazing elders and kapunas and kumus
Mm.
that keep it going. You know, it's your place to keep that going. And we have our own flares and we're our own person and we're out in the world today. But that ancient essence, that energy is there. And that's where we connect to, you know, back and forward.
Yeah. Great. Mahalo. Let's wrap this up. I think we're coming to the the last one. Okay. Oh, so this is a quote from yours truly. Yeah, traditional Ho'oponopono is a means to an end. Um, right, exactly right. Exactly what I said. It is. Yeah. Ho'oponopono is we we have to remember what the purpose and reason our ancestors placed Ho'oponopono into their culture and into their practice for. And that purpose, that reason is to bring us to a place where we are right in our beings, we are steadfast, we are strong, we are balanced, we are in harmony with ourselves, our spirit, our minds, our bodies. There's nothing blocking us. There's no pohakus. There's no stone of anger or fear or hatred or sadness or worry or jealousy that's that's hampering our spirit down, that's blocking our light from shining. And we don't have to pick up any more stones. And that's what I mean by traditional Ho'oponopono is a means to an end. Ho'oponopono many times and oftentimes is required. And it is required in order to lift the stones, in order to break down anything that's preventing us from being fully who we are and in communication and in connection with our ancestors. Once it's gone, and the connection is free and clear, and our light is shining brightly, and we're in the fullness of who we were born to be, yeah, then Ho'oponopono is no longer required. And and that's what I mean. Yeah. As traditional Ho'oponopono is a means to an end. Yeah. It's to come to a place where we no longer require it anymore. Yeah. We're disciplined. We understand and we know our beings. We know ourselves. We love everything that we know about ourselves. And we share that love unconditionally with everyone and everything in this universe, because that's the teaching of aloha. Yeah. And we don't allow anything in our lives or in the relationships that we have in our lives to block or prevent us from doing that. And when you get to that place, when you get to that level of being, well, Ho'oponopono is no longer required. But you can almost guarantee that you'll be one of the sharpest utensils, yeah, of your ancestors to be able to conduct Ho'oponopono for others if they require it. So that's traditional Ho'oponopono as a means to an end. Oh.
Awesome.
Thoughts, contributions, shares?
No, I thought you wrapped that up beautifully. Not I think, I know. Yeah.
Hey, well, look, I'm so happy that we did this. I'm so happy that we did it that I want to do it again, and I'd like to make this a regular thing. Yeah, I was doing lives before, and it's time to do them again, and um, and on a variety of topics. And Ho'oponopono is just such a massive topic to share and to talk about and to teach. It's so vast, yeah, and widely known and understood. And there are many questions about it. Yeah, what is traditional Ho'oponopono? Um, yeah. How does it work? What does it mean? The list, it just goes on and on. So anyway, that's my last little wrap up bits. For those of you that are joining, or those of you that are inspired by what you've been listening to in this live stream, then go on and check out this link. Boop. Yeah, find all the information you need and register to participate in the upcoming Luna Ho'oponopono training. It's at manokahiko.com/special-luna-ho'oponopono, as you can read it there. And that's where you'll find all the information about the upcoming Luna Ho'oponopono training. It starts July 11th, which is just around the corner. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. So love to have you guys there, and any last minute registrations and participations are welcome. Yeah, so mahalo nui. Closing words?
No, just mahalo. Just mahalo, Kumu. I was inspired to do this live, and I'm glad that you brought me on for it. If you want me to stay around and be in future lives, drop a comment. Show your support. I was thinking of those Super Soul Sundays with Oprah, and I know, like, we come together and just chat on the phone, and it's always so energizing and warm and educational and awesome. And I was like, let's do this live so other people can join us and feel in that. Sunday's a spiritual day. And who wants to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning with us? You're very welcome.
Yes.
If you know me, any questions, just please write to me as well. Yeah, I'm here. Mahalo.
Okay, so big hugs to everyone. Aloha to everyone. Hui ho to everyone. We'll see you in the next one. And take care. Malama pono, as we say. Take care of your pono. Till we meet again. All right. And hui ho.
Hui ho.